Did CBS just deliver Shedeur Sanders even more bad news? Y'all, let's get into this thing right now. What up? What up? What up? It's your boy JB coming right back at you. Welcome back to the channel, man. I had to jump on here because Shedeur Sanders just got more bad news. And y'all got to know, man, if you've been following my channel, I just made a recent video about how I believe the Browns are trying to sabotage Shedeur Sanders. I believe the Browns are trying to set him up for the height of embarrassment over the jersey sales and that kind of thing, right? The job of the NFL is to play football, right? We know that's the surface level job. But when people get personal and they want to humble you guys and they are in a position of power and they know you need them, this can happen. And one of the things that had happened, guys, is here's the best part about Shedeur Sanders. No matter if you like him or hate him, right now, Shedeur Sanders is the most polarizing person in all the sports. Everybody's on one extreme or another. That's why every video I do, I got to preface I'm a fan because, some of the people get down in the comments without even watching the video. They just look at the title. They don't watch the video. I got to preface that I'm a fan of Shedeur Sanders. I thought Shedeur Sanders should have been the #1 draft pick. Click on the Deion Sanders card that I'm going to put at the end of this video. And you can see my videos where I thought the jersey retirement was appropriate. I think Shedeur should have been #1. I think Deion Sanders Jr. should have been following Shedeur the entire time during this process so we wouldn't be hearing this. But one of the things that happened over the past few days, guys, is a lot of people been saying, hey, what about these anonymous reports? If you're going to do something, if you're going to say something, put your name on it. And that's kind of been the thing. An anonymous GM said this. One owner said this. And guys, the article I'm about to show you guys is bothering me. It's concerning me about Shedeur. Because one of the things that happened is Travis Kelce has chimed in on it. You've seen a lot of people come in about anonymous sources. And one thing in the media, you got to protect your source. That's the key to having a good relationship. So I think people better realize that when somebody comes out now and does something, they know they're catching the wrath of the person's fans and all that kind of stuff. But guys, I was over here. I want to share this with y'all. And I normally don't do these on these shorter form videos, but I had to do it today. Look at this right here, guys. Look at this article right here. When I tell you guys that Shedeur Sanders is the most polarizing guy in sports, I probably got to change it to the most polarizing guy in America right now. Y'all see where I'm at over here on foxnews.com. I'm not on the sports channel. I'm over here on foxnews.com. And this thing is getting national attention because everybody was saying these anonymous reports doesn't matter. Well, look at this, guys. I'm going to just go over this article with y'all. And this is damning news for Shedeur Sanders as far as the whole he's got to come out. Because I think more and more articles like this about his time in Colorado are about to come out. And I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just telling y'all, people don't care if it's true or not. If you're not a Shedeur Sanders fan, this is some red meat. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I am a Shedeur Sanders fan. And I want to call this out from a standpoint of why wasn't it said when it happened. Let's jump into this thing, guys. Over here at foxnews.com, CBS analyst recalls time Shedeur Sanders missed pregame obligation with network. None reports about Shedeur Sanders are coming to light. The former Colorado quarterback fell all the way to the 5th round in last week's NFL draft after once being considered the top overall selection. In the days leading up to the draft, reports circulated about Sanders' attitude with coaches. One said Sanders' formal interview was the worst, adding that the quarterback was entitled. Other reports have said Sanders appeared disinterested in meetings, notably with the New York Giants, which I find crazy, guys, because he wore the shoes in the game. The New York Giants cleats that he had specially made when they were going to be the #1 pick. Now that the draft is come and gone, one CBS analyst recalled that Sanders skipped out on something he was supposed to be doing in quotation marks. Star players, normally quarterbacks and coaches, often meet with broadcasters in the days leading up to a game. But before a game against Colorado State, Sanders skipped one of those meetings, according to CBS Ross Tucker. Okay, guys, we got a name. We got a name. CBS's Ross Tucker. Tucker said Sanders was initially supposed to speak with CBS on a Wednesday, but it was pushed back 2 days because he was getting treatment for an injury. But he never showed up to the rescheduled meeting. We weren't given any reason, but we did not talk to Shedeur production meeting, which, as you know, starting quarterback, especially a high-profile player like that, is very unusual. Walk out of the hotel, and there's a pickup truck in front of the hotel, and Shedeur is just sitting in the back of the pickup truck. Tucker said on the Dan Patrick show. It just made me wonder. People ask me, NFL people ask me after that game, what did you think of Shedeur? And I said I didn't talk to him. Maybe he's the greatest kid ever. Maybe he's a bad kid. I don't know. But I told them the story, and they just kind of nodded their head. Here's the biggest part of this, guys. And it just made me wonder how many stories are there like that in which Shedeur did things that were not customary. He did things non-traditionally. It certainly seemed that there was the deal with a lot of the combine interviews. That was the deal with a lot of the combine interviews and meetings with teams, and especially at the position. I think it makes them very nervous that already in college he was getting out of things that you're supposed to be doing. What's he gonna be like if he's a first round pick in the NFL draft? Sanders was drafted 144th overall. His slide began the day after the New York Giants traded up to select Jackson Dart. On day two, three other quarterbacks were all taken. Gabrielle also went to the Browns. Now, why am I telling you guys this? Why am I telling you guys this? I just want to read this, and then we're going to come out of this article. And it just made me wonder. Here's the bad news. And it just made me wonder. Okay, how many stories like how many stories are there like that in which Shedeur did things that were not customary? He did things non-traditionally. It seemed like that was the deal with a lot of the combine interviews and meetings with teams. Guys, I gotta say this to you. I gotta say this to you. That was the dog whistle. That was the dog whistle. If y'all think that people are going to let Shedeur Sanders have any positive type media, guys, get ready. More stories are coming out. And I think Shedeur has to go overtime, posting as many workouts as he can, posting as many studying the playbook as he can, showing up to interviews professional, all this kind of stuff that all regular people have to do. Because once Shedeur slid to the fifth round, he became regular, right? He became regular. He's not that cachet from college is gone. Now, what's happening is here's what the owners are banking on, guys. Here's what the owners are banking on. The owners are banking on that the Shedeur Sanders stuff is emotion based and that it's going to die down. And so anytime Shedeur gets any type of momentum, jersey sales, workout videos, going to see the kids, going to speak to the kids, and they all holding up their wrist doing perfect timing, right? Boom, story comes out with this. Why am I saying this to you guys? Shedeur Sanders better know that sometime when you decide to fight Goliath will fight back. Goliath will fight back, and this is going to be a long, tough journey from him. I hope Deion Sanders Jr., well off media, get into overtime with promoting Shedeur because he's going to need it, guys. The dog whistle has been sent, and I guarantee you, you're going to start seeing more and more specific things that are going to come out with Shedeur. And like I got taught a long time ago, it don't matter what people say about you. Just make sure if it's bad, that it's not true. And I hope that for Shedeur's sake, that this is not true. But if you go back and watch this Colorado State game, oh my God, if you go back and watch the highlights, if you go back and watch the well-off media stuff at that point, because y'all got to remember that was a hype game because of Jay Norvell and Deion Sanders and that kind of thing. And I said, oh my God, if people start dropping receipts like this, what is this going to do to the chances that Shedeur Sanders has with the Cleveland Browns? I hope that Deion and Deion Jr. have a plan with Shedeur. I hope Shedeur has a plan to counter this narrative because at the end of the day, bro, you can't fix it if you broke it, but you can always say, I'm going to be different today. And y'all give me a chance to restore myself because that's what this comes down to, man. If y'all hadn't already, man, make sure you get down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Is Jeff crazy or is Jeff on this something? If you hadn't already, Mash that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell for notification. Until next time, I'm gonna holler.